In Qatar, according to the Ministry of Development, Planning and Statistics, 58% of the population lives in what they call labor camps. That's right, the majority of the population of the country of Qatar are actually migrant workers. Some 1.4 million of the country's 2.4 million people are migrant workers who actually live in special camps dedicated to foreign workers. This was according to an April 2015 census that was released on Sunday by the Associated Press. Oh, Agence France Presse, sorry. And this is very shocking. I mean, imagine a country where the majority of the population actually lives in fenced-in camps and are released only to go carry out manual labor. Now, in 2015, an $825 million labor city was opened. It can house 70,000 workers and includes 4 cinemas, a cricket field, and Qatar's second largest mosque. There's some more information presented from the article. In May 2015, BBC reporters were arrested on a Qatari PR trip to visit the new accommodation for workers. They were detained while on their way to interview a group of Nepalese workers. This is not Disneyland, they were told. You can't stick your camera anywhere. 20 and sometimes up to 40 men share a kitchen, which is often just a few cooking hobs hooked up to gas canisters and nothing more. The toilet and washing facilities are so basic and dirty that some men use buckets of water to wash, the BBC reported. Now, aside from the blatant inhumanity of this and the really unfair treatment of workers that this is, this also does go back to something that I was talking about previously. In a past video, I talked about class inside of Saudi Arabia and how most of the labor that's actually carried out in the country is carried out by migrant workers. Well, here's an even better example of that. The majority of the country's population, which is essentially the working population, are literally from another country. These people are not even citizens. They would certainly constitute a proletariat, but they're not even members of the country. Literally, the country's workforce is inside of a fenced-in labor camp. And is it here that we see that the traditional analysis of class by Marx really doesn't fit this situation? Nowhere in his analysis did anything take into account a working class that's literally a foreign country. They're literally people from, often the other side of the world. People in completely different continents who don't have the same rights as people who live there. This is not the same as factory workers whose labor has been set free by the capitalist mode of production, meaning they can theoretically choose whoever it is they want to work for. These people are literally fenced in camps. And like I said, this is completely different from anything that has ever existed before in terms of Marxist analysis. And this definitely tells us we need a new analysis. We definitely have to take this into consideration as a new thing. We can't just simply apply the standard Marxist or Marxist-Leninist or Marxist-Leninist Maoist analysis to it, because this kind of thing is completely different from what they presented. And this is just another thing that reminds us that, other than the dehumanization of foreign labor, our theory has grown stale and needs to be updated. This is an absolute perfect example of that. And that's something we need to do. We need to start considering these new material conditions that have not existed before historically, and the significance of this particular situation where a majority of the country's population are literally foreign workers. Thank you for watching. Want to go ahead, rate, comment, subscribe, and share on various social media. And if you want, you can head over to my Patreon page and show your support. Or you could head over to the MRN bookstore and check out some of the latest books available.